Guys, we're going to talk about some of the stuff that is going on with our Second Amendment rights, and I think that this is something that we need to be paying close attention to. As you all are very well aware, Glock had stopped production, or they're going to be stopping production of all of the older models. I did another video where I talked about this. And basically, Glock is ending the production of anything that is not a single stack. Basically, the Gen 3s all the way up to the Gen 5s, the only ones that are going to be remaining are going to be like the 43, the 43X, and basically the slimline guns. And a big reason that this is happening is because the cities, these various cities and stuff like that, are suing them over the basically saying that they're too easy to convert into, basically, criminals converting them into fully automatic. And there again, this is something that it's not the fault of Glock for people misusing their products, but we do know that these cities are using it as a way basically to go after gun manufacturers. This is not the first time that they've done that. And we're going to talk about a few of those things in this video. Since 2021 or so, blue cities, Democrat-controlled cities have been working up. They've been going after gun manufacturers. If you look into some of the stats here, and I've got them pulled up here, 70% of the lawsuits have gone after ghost guns and kits. 30% have been targeting Glock for switch-friendly designs. I guess you could say that that's how some of it's called. And there again, that's just some rough estimates out there. If we look at a few of the cases, we know that there were some lawsuits filed against Polymer 80 that is now bankrupt, and that's the entire point of what they're trying to do. They're deliberately trying to bankrupt gun manufacturers. But you had, in 2021, you had a lawsuit from Los Angeles, from the city of Los Angeles, to where there was a $5 million settlement. You also had one from Philadelphia, from Baltimore. That's another $2.5 million settlement. And now we're starting to see it against Glock. And, in Chicago, I think the lawsuit was filed from what I'm seeing here is basically from 2024. And again, they're claiming that it's just too easy to be modified by criminals. And the judge, a judge in September, a judge is basically, it's been a discovery, has been approved. And basically, Glock is having to pay millions in legal fees already. You're seeing the same thing from some of these other cities as well. And they're targeting the gun manufacturer for people misusing what they make. They don't go after the criminals, they go after the gun manufacturers. Based on the lawsuits, you're looking like $15 million, 3 lawsuits. Again, they're going after trying to bankrupt them. If we look at another case of where back in 2018, where some gun manufacturers went after Remington, we see some of the same results. It was around $100 million in legal fees, and the brand, there's been drastic changes since then. Again, same with Polymer 80 and now Glock. And we're seeing this pattern repeated over and over. And this is something that we really need to stop. And it's always coming from these blue districts, these Democrat districts, these places where instead of going after the criminals, they go after people that try to exercise their rights, as well as those who are literally engaging in a legitimate business, which, firearms manufacturers, that's what they're doing. And again, basically they sue under these protection orders, and they get several of these same cities to jump on the bandwagon to sue these gun manufacturers. And it just continues, just a vicious cycle until you drive them out of business, which is exactly what they've done with a couple of companies already. And what we are to be doing, and what we should do, is, for one thing, be involved in the political process. We also need to speak out against this kind of thing. Again, they know they cannot simply come in and just take away the Second Amendment. It would be insane if they were to try this. But again, Glock is one of the big boys. And if they can bring down one of the large manufacturers, such as Glock, You think about it, around the world, you've got over 80% of the police and military use products manufactured by Glock. And if they can bring them down, just imagine that, there's absolutely no other company out there that would be able to stand against all of these lawsuits and against all of this craziness that they're trying to do. And we need to speak out. We need to demand at the federal level, for one thing, how are they doing this when it's targeted? How are they getting away with this when there are supposed to be laws to protect gun manufacturers from these kind of frivolous lawsuits? The Supreme Court or whatever, we cannot rely on the courts because they're just garbage in many cases. They're not willing to shut this stuff down, even when they know it's frivolous. So at the same time, you got a lot of those judges out there that are siding with some of these blue state Democrat politicians in going after gun manufacturers. And that is the real threat, because if you see what they've done, if they can bring down one of the big gun manufacturers such as Glock, none of the rest of them are going to stand a chance. That's just all that there is to it. But guys, this is just a quick video that I wanted to do. I think that this is an important topic. Again, get active, speak out, talk to your representatives, let them know that you want them to do something to stop this kind of nonsense. And at the same time, be willing to help support your local, I guess you could say, toy stores, and just because of YouTube and their policies, as well as these companies that are manufacturing these things. Because what's going to happen, again, they're not going to stop with Glock. They're going to continue. Glock is having to change their entire design because of those lawsuits. And, they're not going to stop. What's going to happen? It's going to be no time till some of these criminals come out with another way of doing it, and then the lawsuits are going to start over again. And again, I think they're going after Glock because of the size of that company, and they know that if they can bring them down, then they can bring any of them down. But guys, that's my thoughts for today. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Also, be sure to like and share the video, subscribe to my channel, check out all of the links down below. And guys, thanks for watching. Check out the rest of the videos on my channel, and we'll see you next time.